These eye throws are desynced. This will cause measurements to be inaccurate. To prevent desync, before throwing an eye vendor, make sure to do one of the following. Exit a boat and don't move. Jump while standing still. Or stand still for more than 1 second. Some other methods of preventing desync include using a pro, exiting a bed, and respawning. Note that going into the corner of a block just makes you stand still, and you still have to jump or stay there for a full second before throwing an eye. That's all you need to know to prevent desync in your runs. Keep watching for a technical explanation. Minecraft has a server and a client. The client is what you see and interact with, and the server is what handles the world logic. This means that the player actually has two positions. The client position, which is what you visually see, as well as what appears in F3, and the server position, which is where the game thinks you are, and where eyes of vendor will originate when you throw them. In this visualization, the arrow represents the client position, and the eye of vendor represents the server position. In order for eye measurements to be accurate, the eye must originate from your visual position, meaning the server and client position must be the same, or synced. The eye of vendor will only appear if the two positions are desynced. The client must tell the server your new position every time you move. Most of the time, this occurs immediately, and your client and server positions are synced. However, if your client moves less than 0.03 blocks since the previous update, it will not tell the server that you moved until 1 second later. If you throw an eye during this time, then your client and server positions will be different, and measurement will be inaccurate. We can see this in action. If we stand less than 0.03 blocks away from a corner, and then move into the corner, our position won't update until a second later. If we throw an eye during this time, the eye will come from our old position, which will make our measurements inaccurate. There are a few ways to prevent this. Exiting a boat or other vehicle will sync your server and client positions, because in this case, it is actually the server that tells you your new position. Otherwise, we can force the client to update the server position by moving more than the 0.03 block threshold. We can do this by jumping in place. Once your position is updated, you can throw an eye, even in midair. We can also just wait the full 1 second for the client to eventually tell the server its new position, but this is generally slower than just jumping in place. Jumping also has the advantage that the eye ends up a bit higher, possibly peaking above terrain. However, if you jump too early while you still have momentum, your momentum will be conserved for much longer in the air. So be sure to only jump once you fully stopped, or go into the corner of a block before jumping.